handling bias against motorcyclists is tricky because here, I'll liken it to, semi crashes. There's lots of people that don't like semi drivers, and it might even be worse with motorcyclists, right? Or, some people have a bias even against bicyclists, but I think there's a bigger thing with motorcyclists where, harder to see, they don't like them on the road for whatever reason. And maybe there's just a bias on various levels with what they wear and those sorts of things. Maybe that they don't wear a helmet when people think they should. Some states it's required, but most states it's always going to be the choice. So, I think at the end of the day, when I can think back to the cases I've had where there's been motorcyclists, some of those cases were road rage type situations where somebody got mad at somebody because they thought they either pulled in front of them or cut them off or went someplace they shouldn't have been. You need to try to make your client or the client, what I've found is make them as likable as possible, because even they oftentimes too, when it's a road rage, they take it pretty personally, as anybody would, I think. When you're on a motorcycle, it's harder to protect yourself there. So it's trying to figure out the facts of what happened and then explaining the facts in a way that makes them more likable by nature of trying to almost, I'm going to say, simplify maybe what happened and just showing that, hey, it was as simple as the motorcyclist didn't do anything wrong. The car wasn't paying attention. We've all seen the signs where you don't look twice, or I think that's the way the signs read. For motorcyclists, just hard to see, and trying to make the motorcyclist not the villain, but make him be the victim. But it's part of it's the way you tell the story, and being able to tell the story in a way that takes the motorcyclist and make them look better in the eyes of the people hearing the story. Oftentimes is based on how you tell the story, and how you tell the story is based on getting out early, taking the time to really learn what happened, maybe going to the scene. Done that many times where I went to the scene myself to try to figure out, okay, I don't understand really what they told me. Let me go there and look at it. And after I do, it makes a lot more sense. And it just changes your viewpoint. So taking the time to really figure out what happened, how it happened, and then being able to tell the story in a way that makes them more angry at the people driving or the person driving the vehicle than the motorcycle, I think is really the key to trying to negate bias against a motorcyclist.